This is Boxing Tickets in association with that prize guy. We're here at Corpus Christi Boxing Club. Today we're joined by Mr. Main Event, John Boyd. I think I used that the last one, unfortunately, your last fight, and obviously Fairbury was called off, but sort of delayed Main Event in Belfast. Like, I guess you had more time to sort of prepare for headlining the Devenish and Jay's card in just under 3 weeks' time.
Well, yeah, I've had more time to prepare and train and develop more as a professional, but if anything, the last one sort of felt like a bit of a loss because it didn't happen because it was so close to the fight. What was it, a couple of days out? And obviously been training all over Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that, so when it got there, it didn't happen. Yeah, it felt like a bit of a loss, but obviously understandable circumstances. So
yeah,
just
very much
things,
so.
but it's just giving me more time to prepare, as you said. So yeah,
I think it was one of them, wasn't it? That there was nothing anybody could do, obviously, on the circumstance of what happened. You know, a few days prior, there was no other choice.
Yeah.
Like, you've sort of had, you know, I guess you're a pro over a year now. Obviously, you made your debut in the March last year. Like, you sort of had a fight, a couple of months off, then 2 fights within a month of each other, and then you've sort of had an extended break again. So it's sort of been stop-start for you in some ways. But like, I guess like you're sort of back to, you know, when we spoke in your interview before your last fight was cancelled, it was like you're back to a sort of venue where the sort of the amateur to pro sort of thing happened from. Like, how have you found like your first sort of year as a pro? Like, they always say it takes time to switch across from amateur to pro. Like, are you finding now you're fully adapting into the pro style?
I would still say there's a lot of work to do. I've only been a pro a year, so I do feel that there's been progress obviously in the last 12 months, but there's still a long way to go. It's good to actually get back to the Devenish, so thank you to Jay and JB Promotions for getting it sorted and making me main event once again. Obviously with the first one falling through, I thought my chance was gone, so I'm thankful to obviously get the opportunity to do it again.
And like, I know the initial plan was that you were actually going to fight for a belt. It was going to be for your first title, and I'll not sort of name the opponents who were there. It's not of any disgrace to turn the fight down, but obviously just other matters stopped it from happening. And obviously then it was supposed to be Sean Murray, and obviously he then pulled out. But in some ways you probably maybe get a better fight in regards, like I said to Jay the other day, you might have a better fight in terms of the level that Grant Dennis has fought at. You know, it's probably more of a name that probably help you sell tickets and going and fighting Grant Dennis. I fought Keith Najarko in the SSE Arena. People know who he is.
Yeah. It's definitely a far better opponent, and it's a test that I'm looking forward to. I feel that the better the opponent, the better I'll be. I feel like sometimes you fall to the level of your opposition a wee bit, and especially with journeymen, they're never going to catch you. Like, do you know what I mean? Well, they could, but I'm confident enough that they wouldn't. But this is definitely a bigger step up than Sean Murray, and one I'm looking forward to.
We know Grant Dennis is obviously maybe coming towards the end of his career, sort of on the road a little bit more, but there's experiences that he's going to have there in the ring where you might only catch for the first time as a pro and going, why is he moving this way or this way? Why is he blocking and punching this way? You'll still learn and develop from fighting someone like Grant Dennis.
That's it, yeah. He'll definitely have a lot more tricks than what all my previous fights will have. But yeah, one I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait to show what me and Dave have been working on the past few months.
I know that, you know, there's potentially obviously a big end of the year for you. I know you're not going to look past obviously your next fight, but it looks like obviously Jay's next show in the stadium in October. It looks like you can fight for your first title. There's even the chance you could even do the Celtic and Irish title before the end of this year. Like, there's big opportunities for you coming through, Grant Dennis.
Well, I'm not looking past June 21st. All being well, I come out of it, no injuries, no niggles, and then yeah, whatever happens after that, I'm looking forward to it. So obviously Jay's got a couple of plans and a couple of things coming up, so get through June 21st and then we'll discuss what's happening after. You were down at the last stadium show. I think you told me you were drinking the Luton all night. I don't think you were drinking the Luton that night, but you got the experience that card sort of on DAZN. Like, you know, I'm obviously not sure what the next stadium show will be if it's on DAZN. Like, it's another bonus sort of 100%. Territory. Sort of that's. Would it be fair to say winning your first title, then you probably feel like you actually are a pro and you're doing something in your career rather than just going through the motions, sort of, you know, your 4 rounds, your 6 rounds, sort of building up the title level. You get your first belt, then you go, I actually feel like a pro now. Well, I already do feel like a pro because I have all the stresses of it, the selling tickets and getting sponsorships and paying for medicals and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right in what you're saying. It's not like an amateur competition where every time you fight, when you win, you get a medal. You have to go through the stepping stones to get the reward at the end of it. and I'll be looking forward to collecting my first belt. But as I say, I'm not looking over Grant Dennis in June.
What could people expect, obviously, out of in your 5th pro fight on the 21st of June? Like, you know, you've sort of shown different wee things at different stages. Like, you've sort of nearly been like trying to get into 3rd gear and then up into 5th, and then you're going, I'll stay in 3rd, like you're holding things back. Like, what are people going to expect out of you, obviously, in headlining?
I do feel like I hold a wee bit back. My last fight in October, I've had a fractured hand, and when I fought Mcrory, I had a fractured hand, so I had to hold back in certain ways. But I'm fully fit now, no pains, no problems anywhere. Yeah, can expect some fireworks. I'll be letting the hands go on June 21st. That's no doubt.
Like, I guess when you're in the main event, sometimes you sort of have to show everybody who's attending why you're the main event. You know why, you know, people are talking about you. Obviously, as you're building your career, like you're sort of going about sort of in quiet stages, but it only takes a big performance. We've seen obviously mcreynolds last time, the devenish, who fights in this card as well. What knockouts can do to a career and get people talking, and you know, you've new sponsors and stuff on board there as well. So the more that you impress and the more you show what you're about, it's only going to help your own career.
That's it. I think I said the last time we spoke in January about when Pody fought in the devenish and he knocked your boy out, and it just skyrocketed his whole platform. Social media following, ticket sales, sponsorships, and then he started getting the big shots on the big shows like the Odyssey and stuff like that. So a big performance or a knockout win can just skyrocket your whole career. So that's what I'm coming for on June 21st.
If you get a knockout over Grant Dennis as well, like that's a statement in itself, the fact that there's not too many people that stop them. So if you stop Grant Dennis, then you know the world's your oyster.
Well, look, I'm hitting hard at the minute. My strength and distance flying. I'm hitting hard when we're in training, we're in sparring. So yeah, sitting down on my punches a wee bit more. I feel like I'm developing a lot more as a professional. And yeah, just it's alright saying it now. Talk's cheap, like, do you know what I mean? But we'll see in June.
And obviously, finally, tickets. Obviously, have you many tickets left? Obviously, I'm sure you know people maybe sort of leaving at the last minute, particularly shows cancelling and things the last time.
Yeah.
Have you many tickets left?
I have a handful of 40s left, and a couple of 60s. But other than that, I've nothing. But as you say, it's Belfast. Everyone waits till the last minute. That come day before, 2 days before, and everyone's on the phone. But yeah, if you're looking at tickets, give me a shout.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time as always, and we can't wait to see you back in action on the 21st of June in the Devenish.
Thank you.
Cheers, John. Thank you.